I've just been reading a couple of books recently, and I wanted to share a brief summary of So Good They Can't Ignore You, a book that I thought was really interesting. And the topic specifically is to not follow your passion if you want to have a satisfying career. So I will very briefly illustrate this idea in a couple of slides here. So let's start with Daniel Pink. So we've got purpose. I'm not going to go into this. If you want to know more, go do your research. So this is what we established externally is what drives a satisfying and motivating experience at your job. And what this chap is saying is that you should not follow your passion. Following your passion, deciding somehow magically what you love and then going and doing that does not magically make you have a satisfying job. What you actually need to do is two things. One is you need to create what he calls career capital. And with career capital, he means skills, rare and valuable skills that you have built up over time, which gives you a buying power in the market, of which on the other side is rare and valuable attributes of a wonderful job. And here specifically, he says that instead of having a passion mindset, pursuing what you love, you should have a craftsman's mindset. So don't go and do something because you think it's awesome. Do something and get really good at it. And so, of course, we know that this means repetition, and it means failure, and it means growth. So if you want to have a satisfying career, part one, adopt a craftsman's mindset. Apologies for the gendering of this. And this is where by repeating and failing and growing, you amass cultural capital. And just out of interest, I hadn't done this thought experiment before, but I became a business analyst in 2007, which is when I really started all of this crap. So I've done 30 hours a week on average for 45 weeks a year for 12 years, so I'm rocking in at about 16,000 hours of doing analysis of software. So, you know, they say 10 years, 10,000 hours, so that's awesome. I feel like I've built up some cultural capital. And then failure, this had come up a couple of times as well. Failure, and I suppose you have to learn from your failure if you want to grow. So another way of looking at this is I became a product manager proper in 2011. So if you say there's about 24 sprints a year, and I've been doing that for 8 years, I've probably done 200 retrospectives, trying to figure out how to get better at doing stuff. So that's good. I'm pleased about that. I feel like I'm building up cultural capital, career capital. So I can spend that in getting a better job, and a better job means, to this chap, it means, there's another Venn diagram coming, don't worry. It means control and creativity and something else awesome. I can't remember what the other one is. So the other thing that happens over here on this thing is, in order to have a satisfying work experience, you want to have you want to have a hello. You want to have a strong. I really don't want to do that. You can't select to read the words. You want to have a strong mission, as he describes it. And so I feel like the combination of purpose and mastery, like, do I know what I'm doing and am I really fucking good at it, gives you this opportunity for a mission. And why he describes that is because if you are excellent at something, if you're on the edge of expertise of something, you can see what he calls the adjacent possible. He's got that from somewhere else, which is really a lot like the bucket metaphor that Roy was talking about 6 months ago, where because you're on the edge of the expertise, you can see what is not currently being done, but what's the adjacent possible. And because you've got the cultural capital, you can get there. He also, as part of this, came up with this, which he introduced this, which ends up coming from a different book, which is also really good, called Little Bets, where he gave the idea that you've got two kinds of innovation. You've got like conceptual innovation, which is a radical break, conceptual innovation, which is like Mozart. Mozart, is spelled with words. And the other kind of innovation is the more messy kind, which is experimental innovation. And personally, I have this thing that I tell myself, or have told myself a lot in the past, which is, I am not an innovator. I help people who have great ideas put their ideas into practice. And it's patently bollocks. I'm creative all the time and I'm coming up with ideas all the time. It's just what I meant was, I'm not this conceptual break person. I'm actually this experimental innovation. So that actually kind of is quite exciting for me. So anyway, the point is, if you want a satisfying career, don't follow your passion. Instead, become a craftsman. Do use that repetition and failure and growth to build career capital, which you can then, because you have rare and valuable skills, you can exchange for rare and valuable traits of your career. And don't worry about, or do worry about being an experimental innovator, which gets you to the point where you have discovered your mission, but you didn't have to just wake up one morning with a vision of what you were going to do with your life. So that leads to satisfaction. Thank you.